welcome back, beautiful souls, to the channel. I'm Shika, your conscious mentor, and today I'm going to be deep diving into the top 5 things that you need to know about this Leo full moon on January 28th, 2021. This Leo full moon has a lot of deep energy, and we are definitely being pulled in every direction to really ensure that we want to start this 2021 with an amazing energy. I know a lot of the first part of the year was all kind of a testing vibe, but as of now, this is where your life shifts. This is where you accelerate into a different energy, and it really has a lot to do about us being in this Aquarius season that's going to be happening for the next few years, but even more so that we are entering Mercury retrograde after this. So I'm really excited to go over a very deep, thorough explanation as for what you need to know about this full moon, so you can really take in that energy and use this full moon as a conscious opportunity for you to expand, for you to manifest faster, and for you to do some very deep, exciting things. So before we get into the video, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, like and subscribe, as well as put notification bells. I do 3 or more videos every single week for you amazing, beautiful souls, and I do the full moon, new moon energy updates every single month, as well as we join here every full moon and new moon to do a meditation and an energy healing. So I'd love for you to come. It will be on January 28th at 9 p.m. Eastern time. Come meet me here for a meditation as well as an energy healing, and I will be sending you amazing distance Reiki energy on this day. For those of you in different time zones, no worries. I'm actually gotten a lot of you guys saying, Shika, I want to be at this meditation, but I can't, and you can always see the rerun after. But even better, I will be giving you guys a meditation that you can do before the full moon, so you can really have a full ritual planned on the channel. So I'm really excited. I've been really looking at the different things that you guys have been liking, and I love the moon energy. I like working with the moon, and I want you to learn how to deepen your shadow work, deepen your spiritual journey with the moon energy, because it is powerful. So I'm super excited for it. Today's subscriber of the day is Keep Vows. Thank you so much for being part of this amazing family. I'm so grateful for each and every single one of you guys. Let's get into the video. So the first thing that you need to know about this Leo full moon on January 28th is that your gifts are heightened. The amount of you that have been messaging me saying, Shika, I've been noticing I'm clairvoyant. I've been noticing that I am tuning into my gifts. I've been noticing that there's more as far as how much knowledge, how many vivid, crazy dreams that I have been getting. These are telepathic messages from either your past life, your conscious being, or even from other realms. And it is a beautiful journey. I really want you to take this moment to really tune into energy, to really tune in and say, what are those things making sense to me in my reality right now? And really allowing yourself to practice those gifts. I know at the beginning, when you find out that you are being more intuitive, the first thing that you think about is, oh, maybe I'm just dreaming. Maybe it's not true. And that is normal, because our instinct, our intuition is going into a new aspect of thinking, a new aspect of energy, and our consciousness is expanding so quickly. So one thing I do see with the Leo energy is there's going to be so much interconnectiveness through all of the things that have been shown throughout this year. Through this new moon that just passed, we really deepen our relationship and our connection with how we can deepen ourselves, how we can understand what seeds we want to plant, and most importantly, how we can let go of control. And if that's anything that I can say, is when we are developing our gifts, we have to not control. We have to not focus so specifically on that dream and see, oh my God, what is it exactly what that means? No, what we want to do is allow ourselves to surrender to the gifts, to question the energy. Everything is energy, and it reciprocates. So during this Leo full moon, you may have many deep downloads. You may have lots of vivid dreams. You may notice that you found your gift, or you may be really close to it. And this is going to be the gift that is going to help you with the next chapter, which is another thing. This Leo full moon is the ending chapter of a new thing. And I always say that spirit guides, universe gives us gifts at times of transition and when we're about to start a new chapter. So really ask yourself, how can I use the heightenedness of my intuition, of my gifts, in order to help me with the next stage of my life, the next stage of this beautiful energy in Aquarius. And this is going to help you so much on understanding how to shift your perspective and really allow yourself to get access to so much knowledge that is beneath just the surface level of knowledge itself. Number 2, on the 28th on January, it's going to be the luckiest day energetically. I'm sure you guys remember that I did a Lionsgate meditation back in August, and that was very powerful. We're talking that energy. So basically what that means is this is going to be the manifestation time, hour, day, and this is a time that is really great to really be aware of your thoughts, be aware of your energy, be aware of the people that you're really taking in. And this also brings into, you might feel that you want to isolate yourself a little bit more leading up to this full moon and even after, which is very unusual because we know, and you Leos that are watching this video know, that you like to socialize, you like to have attention. But this is an interesting Leo because it's not like any other. We are going inwards. We are focusing on our energy coming to ourselves. So this is an opportunity for you to be mindful of your energy. You might be more called to create more boundaries around certain people and really just cutting out some loose energy that is exerting out of your aura, out of yourself. And during this amazing Leo full moon, another thing that I mentioned here was that your self-confidence is going to be really high on this day, really high going up to it. You're gonna feel like there's changes coming, you feel it coming. You might not necessarily know what it is, but that's the mystic aspect of the experience of going on this journey spiritually. We don't need to know all our answers. And that's why I'm saying and reminding you that one of the biggest lessons that we've learned is how to release control, because this past month, a lot of you have been feeling maybe anxious, maybe feeling uncertainty, maybe feeling overwhelmed, and just not knowing what to do with your energy. And by doing that, you go to a space of control. But the Leo energy is going to shift that completely. It's going to allow us to regain our self-confidence. You're going to probably shift your routine, maybe do a different activity, maybe pick up a new workout class, maybe do a new course. You are looking at your vision board and saying, yes, 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 it's all happening on the 28th, because that Leo energy is allowing you to internalize that energy and use your energy to manifest what is coming into this new chapter. It's like creating a book. You're just editing your book right now. You're writing out all the things that you want in your life, all the things that you want in this energy. And Leo energy and the full moon's like, man, okay, I'm gonna make sure that I get this book as a New York Times seller. That's what you're in the stage right now. That's kind of an ideology that I want to share with you guys during this full moon in Leo. Number 3, you are going to have to prove everything held against you is a test for the universe to give you all that you want and all of the answers that you're looking for. Now, if you've been seeing angel numbers like crazy, and by the way, I do have a whole playlist for you guys with almost every single angel number here. I will link it here for you guys. But one of the biggest things, souls, is that when we're talking about the Leo full moon here, there is so much energy, and I'm gonna go over this a little bit more in the last 2 points because I kind of went over the manifestation, you know, the ability to connect with our gifts, all that stuff, but there is going to be some challenging tests. And during this time, a lot of you are going to ensure that there are all the solutions you're looking for. On the 28th, you might receive some news of a solution that you want, perhaps something along the lines of maybe to launch a business, perhaps something along the lines of trying to find a new place to live and not knowing where you can find it. This is going to be your solution of knowing where you're going next. It could be possibly just finding internally identity within yourself of how you're going to be contributing to society and understanding, okay, I've had a crazy past few years, months, whatever it may be. And right now I'm tuning in saying, okay, my identity has shifted. And why has it shifted that way? Now it's time for me to act. And the number 2s come in, the number 4 come in, the awakening of action. I am awakening and seeing truly what my identity is, and now I need to act. And using the self-confidence of Leo is going to allow you to get that extra push that you need in order for you to see solutions. And one of my favorite examples is the eagle's eye. You guys know that I am an energy healer and I do practice shamanic healing as well. And one of the biggest things is the eagle has the eyes of of perspective that overlooks everything in their situation. So what I challenge you to do is, if you ever get a boundary or something around this time of the full moon, allow yourself to ask your guides for support, but more specifically, ask yourself, how can I ensure that I can have the eyes of an eagle for my solutions in my life? How can I find a solution in things? Because my emotion, my thoughts, my perspective is all trained and taught to me, and I teach myself those things. So with the Leo full moon, use that self-confidence to push you out of your comfort zone, to push you out of just wanting to change and shift and see, okay, well, this happened, but I'm going to change my perspective. I'm not going to allow myself to be directed and have to do it this way. You might be concerned as far as the solution to be brought to you, but I will say on the 28th, the blessings will come in, the luckiness will come in, the clarity will come in. Just keep on pushing leading up to the full moon until before the 31st of Mercury retrograde. Everything will come through. But the one thing I will say again, solutions will not be solved if you try to work against the tides. In other words, try not to control so much. Try not to overthink of what could happen out of the lower vibrational outcome, and really focus on what you want to happen. Mindful thoughts, mindful manifestations. Number 4. Okay, so we talked about all about manifestation, luckiest day, connecting with your gifts. Everything's gravy, right? Hold up. We always know that every full moon is all about releasing, letting go. And this is where my last 2 spots of what you need to know about this full moon is so important. So my 4th point that I really connected with and was a very evident thing with Spirit was expanding your thoughts and really understanding that through this time, you will be expanded to your limitations to the max. You thought you were expanded, well, universe is gonna test you here. And with that being said, you have to know what you want in your life. You cannot be on the fence anymore. The Leo energy is gonna make things so like black and white. There's no gray area anymore. We need to know exactly where we wanna be. We need to know exactly what you want. There is no time to kind of be dilly-dallying about launching that business. There is no time of being dilly-dallying about starting your health kick. There's no dilly-dallying about having that conversation with that person that you either want to break up with or that friendship that you want to disconnect with. This is the time. You have to ask yourself, looking around right now in your life, what are the things that you want to bring back into this new chapter? Right? We're ending a book here, where it's writing a new story here. And this is really where the kickstart and the acceleration of our manifestations go, starting at the end of this month. Because when Mercury retrograde happens, it's like a pretest right now. The Leo full moon is giving you a pretest of energy to make sure that you can sustain and really know what you need and what you want in your life. So when Mercury retrograde hits and we're going internal and we're getting tested, out, right, left, and center, we are ready. We are ready. We can bring in that Leo confidence throughout that time, and it will help us understand how to have perspective. So here, really be patient with yourself. Take some time to go inwards. Take some time to, like I said, focus on yourself. I know a lot of you are going to be called to maybe isolate a little bit more, and that's okay. Isolation is fine. That is normal, and that's all part of the process. So again, if you feel like isolating, as long as you're asking yourself, what do I need to internalize? What do I need to go inwards? I know the Leo energy is going to force you to want to go and kind of like go out of yourself to tell people about what's not working for you, because Leos, you like your attention, that's okay. But instead of, responding and putting it out there, let's put it inwards. And that's where the Aquarius energy comes in. Let's look and be faced with our emotions and kind of tap into that space. So this is going to be so important. You're going to be pulled in a little bit. Keep on going. Tell yourself, I am my power. I am my power. I am my power. I decide my perspective and my solutions. I decide my perspectives and my solutions. That 2 mantras can help you, and that's what came through when I'm talking to you right now. can really help you throughout this Leo moon when you go into your ritual, and to allow you to really take advantage of all that you need to make the best out of this really lucky day. Number 5, this is strong. All egos, all sides. Our shadow self, our soul self, our human body, our past self, our past lives, all of them are coming in with messages and things that they want, and they are speaking loud. Leos drive and strive through ego, through expectations from external views and how we are. So this is where our sun sign really comes through in the full moon. And one of the biggest things that I always say is asking yourself, what is shown in the light are truths, right? So during this time, what parts of your ego is being kind of shown a little bit brighter throughout this time? And how can I learn more to maneuver through that energy and either have to release that limiting belief or allow myself to continue to understand it? I always say that ego, we always have it. And I know a lot of people talk about ego death. The ego never dies, it just gets smaller. And one of the biggest things with the Leo is it teaches us that. It kind of checks us in. On the 28th, on January 28th, on the full moon in Leo, you're going to be checking in with your ego. You're going to be checking in on all aspects of yourself. You're going to be checking in on how you feel outside. Maybe some of you will be a little bit showy. Maybe you'll be more active on social media and be showing all the great things you're doing in your business or in your life and how you're doing this new amazing new year's resolution, whatever it may be. You are just really projecting externally. Now, one thing I will say that Spirit did share with me is be aware. Be aware that we need balance. That's where the Aquarius reminds us. You know, when we have Saturn, Jupiter, and the Sun coming here, it comes into 3 words: evolution, limitations, internalizations, and understanding ourselves. So we're pulling all aspects of us emotionally, physically, and we have to understand that at the end of the day, we have to come inwards. We might care a little bit more about what people think at this time, and maybe that's where, again, going back to starting a new chapter, universe is going to show us what people do we want to bring into this new chapter, what people do we want to start to bring into relationships into this new book into 2021. And if there are any loose ends of energy, it's going to be shown here in the ego, and your ego will be tested. So again, really allow yourself to balance the energy. One of the best things and tips I would give you, and to ask and to journalize on the full moon, is what is my ego telling myself about my higher conscious self, about my human self, about my soul self, about my shadow self. We can't just work on one part of ourselves. So understand what is being told to me, and then coming back to the first point, this is where your gifts will help you. This is where your intuition, this is where all the things and the blessings that you were given during this time is going to help you during the Leo full moon. So the Leo full moon is all about blessings and manifestations and luck, and really being clear with what you want into this time, into this new year, into the next few years with Aquarius. But it's also a time where we're going to be stretched. We're going to be stretched a little bit more than we expected, and that's okay, because with change, with uncomfortability, we are moving forward with ourselves. I want to pull some cards because I know a lot of you guys said that you liked when I pulled some intuitive cards. So I'm going to shuffle the deck. I'm going to get my cards, come back here with you guys, and then I'm going to pull some cards that I feel really align with the full moon in January 28th. So let's get some cards. Okay, so I have 2 decks that I use. I use Work Your Light, which is my favorite. It's my angel cards deck. I love it. And then I also have my chakra ones. And I'm feeling the chakra ones for now, and then we'll see what universe has for us, what Spirit has for signs for us during this time. And I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. And again, like, I'm so excited for this full moon. It's going to be such a rewarding, such a shifting time for you guys. Okay, let's see what Spirit has for us. Ooh, lots of cards. Lots of cards. Okay, let's go in. I feel like there's more that we need to pull in here. Okay, so first card that I got here is expansion. We got the throat chakra. How are you going to expand through this, Leo? How are you going to expand yourself? How are you going to push yourself a little bit more? We talked about that. They're stretching us a little bit more. How are we going to get through that? The next card, soulmates. A lot of you guys are going to be here trying to see, you know, expanding in your relationships, being strengthened in your relationships a bit more. As you guys know, a lot of us are still at home right now, and this might be a time of, I don't want to say breaking point, but this is a time where it's going to kind of test you a bit energetically during this time and going into Mercury retrograde. So really connect with how can I communicate with my partners more, a little bit more from outside of myself. How can I be more selfless and also be self-care in the balance, you know what I mean? For some of you, you probably strive on the ego aspect, but then there's the other half of you where you need to understand, I need to take care of myself, because if my cup is not full, how can I give to the relationships in my life? So be fair with your relationships, be honest with them. Soulmates come through as well. It's not only relationships, but also friendships, work friendships, all of that. This is where you're gonna be kind of tuning into your ego again. That confidence in speaking your truth, that confidence in saying what you want in your life, that maybe that upgrade of going into a job and wanting to get a pay upgrade if you want, speaking your truth. If you want to also talk to your partner about certain things that you want, you've realized that you've shifted in your perspective of what life means to you, speak those truths. We have the joy card here. So much joy for you guys, because again, like I said, the clarity's coming through, and this is where this card comes in. Ask yourself the happiness of the abundance that you want, which, by the way, another big thing that Spirit shared is that a lot of you will be getting a lot of abundance. So right now, don't be worrying about all the abundance you have right now, because Mystic, the world is working behind you. The world is working behind the scenes. There is so much abundance being shifted. Just focus on those manifestations. Don't shift yourself. Don't get distracted. That's why I said really isolating that energy and focusing on yourself in order for you to give that cup out. Like I mentioned before with the soulmates, that's so important. Also, because you're expanding so much, because you're doing the shadow work, because the universe is really testing you before this Mercury retrograde, that is why they're telling you to do that replenish your energy. And that's why you're feeling more called automatically to disconnect with the world a little bit more than usual. And for some of you, you might be more called to, when you come back from that space, feel this essence of, oh my gosh, I haven't been online for so long. What are people gonna think? Come on. You need to figure out about your energy first. Oh my gosh, I haven't done a social event, I haven't done, so what? We're talking about you right now. Your energy is so important, right? So you're taking those steps and leaps for you to accelerate moving forward. The last card I pulled out from the chakras deck is balance. There's gonna need to be balance in your life in all aspects of it. And you know, again, I think that's so important. Spirit is speaking today. Spirit is speaking with the cards flying out. But balance is so important during this time. How can I balance my energy when I am meeting with all these aspects of my ego self, in my soul, in my shadow, in my conscious higher self, in my present self? Really allowing yourself to tune in. So maybe adding an extra meditation this month, maybe journaling a little bit more and being okay with being uncomfortable with certain emotions. This is your time to really balance. If there is some things that are being, I like to call them energy vampires. When you hang out with certain people or speak to certain people and they tend to put their energy on you a lot, do you want those people to be going into your next chapter? Okay, really think about that. Use that self-confidence of Leo to speak your truth, to say what you want to say. 3 cards from your angels that we have today. So we have the Sisterhood of the Rose. And Sisterhood of the Rose I love because the simplest message here is be a student and be a teacher. How can I be a student during this energy and time of learning why is the universe really limiting me? Why is the universe keeping me with all these detours? Why is the universe testing me right now before what's to come? How can I tap and tune into my intuition and my gifts to understand more from my perspective and what is meant for me as a student? As a teacher, this is an opportunity for you to teach yourself how to take a step back and do some more self-care. With everything going on in the world, it's meant to happen because some of us are just overexerting ourselves with not understanding that we can't control every aspect, we can't control every outcome. But how can we learn into this time to see that this isn't a setback? This is actually an opportunity for you to grow. And again, the more that you don't restrict that growth and just go against that wave of energy, the better it'll be for you. The birth of the new age is my card, my second last card here. And it's really saying, how can I birth? How can I create new ages? How can I create new things? This is all manifestation. That's all I'm feeling with this card. How can I manifest what I want? Be clear with your manifestations. Maybe do a manifestation method that night. Maybe a money jar manifestation. I have a 369 method, whatever it may be. Doing a manifestation method might be great during this time to really tune in and to be controlled with your energy. I would even suggest doing manifestation leading up a week before. Like, I think it would be very wise for you to do that as well. The last card I got is the Awakening, and oh my gosh, this is all about February vibes going into Mercury. So the last and the best way to end is you are awakening into this new consciousness. This story that is going to be told, this new book that you are writing is a whole new level. And you don't even know what it is. All you have is a feeling. And that's why your gifts are heightening. That's why you are meant to step into your gifts, because there is a new integration of energy. There is a new shift. And February, during the Mercury retrograde, we're talking about some deep shadow work, some deep limitations, some deep expansion. Because like I said, once February's done, we exhilarate to a new level of ourselves, a new jump of dimensions, and it's going to be so deep. So understand that every expansion we're going through right now, you are about to step into a new awakening, a new entity of yourself, a new being of yourself. And I am just so excited for you. So I really hope you guys like these cards. I hope you love the top 5 things that you need to know about this Leo full moon that is happening on January 28th. I will be meeting back here on the 28th of January at 9 p.m. Eastern time for a live energy healing as well as a meditation. And I love these every single month. I get to do them with you guys. Again, like I said, I will have a meditation to use even before that in the day of. I want you guys all set for your ritual, and I literally cannot wait. So I'm sending you guys so much love, so much life. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, like, subscribe, share. It means the world, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.